Hey there, it's the Machine of Nonsense, episode 171, and we are talking video games. It was the summer of games, the weekend of games. Over 600 new trailers hit our screens, and we're going to talk about, a handful of them. I'm your host, Eric, joined as always by Kayla.
Hello.
And Mike, he likes video games.
Good. Zambia.
That's good.
I love video games, yes.
And Zambia. He loves two things in life, is video games and Zambia. So it was all of the Game Fest. The not E3 happened this last weekend. Yeah. If you count the Sony State of Play, the PlayStation State of Play, over 600 trailers dropped through these various showcases. And so we had stuff from Xbox, we had Ubisoft, we had PlayStation, as I mentioned, and we had Keeley doing his big summer game fest. And some of them were quite good. Some of these trailers, some of these announcements. We're going to go over what was there, what wasn't there. What we think of this new format that we get now that E3 is long dead, super dead at this point. And we'll go over all that. Before we get into all the games that we're going to play in the future, maybe we should talk about what we've been playing recently, including for Kayla and I, a crap load of Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door remake. I think we're almost there. Kayla. We have collected 6 out of 7 crystal stars at this point. And how you liking that?
30 hours?
Yeah, about 30 hours. How you liking it, Kayla?
Yeah, you guys got to be near the end.
Yeah, we've got to be near the end. It's very, very pretty. I think that it's so cute. Lots of it is so cute. It's very clever. I think that I didn't play the original, but I'm sure the abilities that you get, like turning into a paper boat and a paper airplane, were in that. But I just think that that's really clever, as you are a piece of paper, that your abilities are paper boats and paper planes and being able to slide in between door frames or cracks in the wall and fences. I think that stuff's really cute.
It's probably like one of the first or only games you've ever like played that's turn-based, like in combat. What do you think about the combat?
It's tough for me. I don't do well with like a timing kind of stuff that it does too. So
gotcha.
So much.
I do think I was not going to try to be negative, but I do think it's long. And I think that
overstaying its welcome a little bit.
Yeah, and the combat doesn't change a whole bunch. Like it is very well. Okay, I'll do my hammer. It is more when you get newer mates and stuff to come around with you. You get other things, but you don't really get to use a whole bunch.
I think we've fallen into like a rhythm, and it's like every battle kind of goes the same. We want to always use our Yoshi and stuff. The Yoshi's good. Yeah. You find a squad,
like somebody that can attack multiple enemies easily. That kind of, But
I'm glad to hear you
liked it a lot.
Yeah, it's not a game like when it came out. It's not a game I would have played back then. I think I was deep in like only first-person shooters probably at that time. But it's
only those.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, when did Assassin's Creed come out? Shortly thereafter.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's great, and not knowing the original, it's just, it looks beautiful. It's really pushing that switch, and zero issues either, like visual or frame rate or any. It's running cool, and it does a lot of things with like a lot of things on screen, a lot of little like characters and stuff on screen at times, a lot of action, and it powers through it. So Good on you, Switch. Your 8th year of existence?
Yeah.
I also watched The Acolyte, the first 2 episodes, the premiere of The Acolyte. It's cool. It's the new Star Wars show on Disney Plus. I know we've mentioned it in the What's Coming Up segments, and I don't know. I think it's a cool setup for a show. I don't know if it's gonna like stick the landing, but it's kind of I wouldn't call it a murder mystery. What would you like classify it as, Kayla? Because we know who did the murders, right? Like, not a murder mystery.
It's a Star Wars show. That's kind of how
it
I
is
would
a Star Wars
classify
show.
it.
You're right. Yeah,
It's kind of. You saw some action and trying to put the pieces together afterwards, and
I think the
snippets
mystery
of
part,
who's
like,
that?
yeah, there's
it's
kind of like a
mystery.
detective aspect to it that is a little bit different than
Uh,
Mandalorian. for
oh God,
example.
what's his name? The guy from The Good Place is in it.
Ted Danson?
No, the handsome idiot.
Oh, I forget his name, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, I know that guy. What is that guy from? Haven't seen him in much.
Yeah.
He is in
I love
stuff,
him.
actually.
Is he the guy who looks like Prince of Persia, the Lost Crown guy? No, that guy's handsome. I don't know. He's got the hair. He's got the Prince of Persia hair and stuff. I don't know if that's the same guy.
The Killmonger?
He's got the Killmonger. Yeah.
The Killmonger.
Yeah. No, different
Yeah,
guy.
Killmonger hair.
Well, that guy's real good looking as well. So anyway, there's a guy with Killmonger hair, and he's real good looking. His name's Yord. I'm interested. I think the 3rd episode drops at as we're recording, pretty much, and I think it's gonna be an 8 episode season. If you as we are rewatching the Hunger Games films, the main character is the woman who played Rue in the original Hunger Games, Amandla Steinberg, I think is her name, or Steinfeld. She's pretty cool. She's playing a dual role in this, and she's really good in that first Hunger Games movie, and she's all grown up now. It's I don't know. It's more Star Wars, but I dig it so far.
Good. It looks really good, so that's a plus.
Yeah. Little Carrie Ann Moss Kung Fu, never hurt anybody. Pretty good. It's been a decent amount of Kung Fu. She's not the only one doing the hand-to-hand combat. They're sticking away from a lot of the lightsaber stuff, at least so far. Throwing knives.
Got to use it to, light the way, though.
Yes, yeah. Anything else? That's about it for us, right?
We watched Hitman.
We did watch it. Oh, I forgot
Can I
about
ask you
Hitman.
about that?
We watched Hitman.
Do tell, Kayla.
I liked it. I think the reviews are a little excited. It was a romantic comedy that was cute and funny and charming, but it wasn't no 50 First Dates or nothing.
I agree. I think it's going for more than 50 First Dates, it's not just a romantic comedy. I think there's some I don't know, it's weird, right? It's like a weirder movie than a well, I guess 50 First Dates is pretty weird too, but it's got an odd premise. If you don't know, it's somewhat based on a true story of this college professor who moonlights as a fake hitman for local law enforcement. He works part-time for the local police department, and he kind of gets roped into dress up in funny costumes and pretend you're a hitman.
He decides to do that.
Well, he gets roped into it initially. Yeah.
But the thought of making the hitman accustomed to the person who is hiring is his idea.
Oh yeah. Oh, and Glenn Powell, if we didn't mention, is the main character. I think he's the star of the show in a lot of ways. He really he's great in this playing dress up role and his different mannerisms and accents and stuff he does.
Being silly and goofy and weird.
He's real weird. He's a weird dude. All while being like Glenn Powell, right? Like this just handsome, athletic, like cool dude, who's really kind of like dumbing himself down, or not dumbing himself down, but whatever, like uglying himself up, I guess. I thought he was great. I've now maybe purchased a little bit of the stock from Kayla's Glenn Powell fund, and bring on Twisters maybe. The only thing, and it's not fair to this movie, but I was like, man, what if this was just Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone? Because there's also like a female lead. It's Adria Arjuna, I think is her name, and she's good too. I didn't like her character, but I thought she was like good in the role. I thought like they had a lot of chemistry. There's a lot of like sexy stuff. They're sexy together. But I'm just like, man, if this was only Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone in this exact same, like it would just be 10% better. Like was my whole thing, in watching it.
It's not fair.
It's not
Glenn
fair.
Powell did great.
He did.
I think you need to bump that percentage up.
It's good. Like it really impressed me. Like Glenn Powell really impressed me. He's not Ryan Gosling, but like give him 5 years, maybe he can get there.
He's trying.
Yeah.
Selena and I tried to watch it. We got like 40 minutes in.
Oh.
And then we were like, wait, there's like 2 hours left of this thing or something. Like we're not really loving this. So I don't know. It's just kind of corny to me. I don't know about Selena, but
there's some corniness. Yeah. I think it's a good word to describe it. I think it gets like that the last 30-ish minutes, Kayla. Like it flips on its head in kind of a pretty interesting way.
Okay. I might go back. I don't know.
But like I think it's worth watching, but it's no 9. I don't know. It's getting a lot of crazed reviews. It's cute. I liked it, but
love Linklater, I think. I don't know.
Yeah. It's good. Good. Go see Hitman if you like solid movies.
Pause the podcast. Open Netflix.
Yes. Yeah.
Do it.
But please restart at some point, please. We ask you. That's it for us, right? I think so.
Yeah, what about you?
I have played a game that was announced and released over the weekend, a DLC, if you will. I finished Night Springs.
Oh, you did. Oh boy.
The Alan Wake 2 DLC, and didn't love Night Springs.
No.
The Alan Wake 2 DLC. So if for people who don't know, this is like 3 little short episodes. You play as the lady from the diner. I forget her name. You get to play as the sheriff, who's played by Sean Ashmore. Is that?
I don't think it's Ashmore.
Ashmore.
Yeah, I think you're right.
All right.
Tim Breaker, I think is his
Playing
name.
like his real self, which is very meta stuff that
Meta
going
Nice
on.
name.
And then the third one, which really sealed the deal for me on getting it, was you play as Jesse from Control. And let's say this is minor spoilers, I guess. I think it is kind of explained in the announcement and everything, but this is like Alan Wake what if, Remedy what if. It isn't really Jesse, it isn't really, the character, it isn't the lady from Alan Wake 2. So that kind of was a bummer to me, like, oh, okay, this isn't like me catching up with Jesse, what she's up to at Day at the Office or something.
Doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. And the gameplay is not Control. None of it at all. It is all Alan Wake 2. And it's bad. It's really bad. It's just really bad. The gameplay of Alan Wake 2 is not great to me. And the checkpointing, definitely not. And I don't. There's some funny writing, some good stuff there. They're reusing a lot of assets. Every level is somewhere you've already been in the game, which is just kind of like another bummer. Like, I don't know. I'm glad you guys, released something so quickly, but I don't know. I paid $16 for these two DLCs, but yeah, I don't know. If you're holding out to see what the second part is, Lake House, I would kind of wait. And I don't think you can buy them separately. I think you have to go all in and get just the upgrade edition to get those. If I'm not, I could be mistaken, but I didn't see a way. Yeah, you get them both for 16.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's Night Springs. Trying to finish Final Fantasy VII. I think I'm very, very close. Jumping back into that after Elden Ring was a little weird, but I'm there. I'm back. The end of the game does a lot, and a lot of Final Fantasies do this, where you're switching parties a lot, and that sucks in that game. It just really sucks.
You didn't like that, huh?
Yeah, because I have to spend like 20 minutes in a fucking pause menu every time to equip, because I don't have everyone just kind of loaded out. Whenever I swap a character out, I have to pillage from the other character to put stuff on them, all the good stuff. So I don't know. I'm ready for it to be done. I hope to be dazzled by some cool cutscene or something, but ready for that to be over. I think that's about it, really.
I would say I'd recommend keeping them equipped. I don't know. Just a little tip and trick there, maybe for the end. But
so I it's going to be swapping characters out,
maybe
Ultimisia style. Oh, so I should.
It's yes. I'll just say yes. Like,
what a dumb game! What a stupid, silly game that is. I'm glad you. I would have been so mad. Yeah, I'm glad you warned me about that.
Yeah,
I'll do my best.
Keep them.
Someone will get wind level 1. God damn it. Oh well.
Oh, wind level 1. So let's talk some, games with a lot of promise, right? Like Final Fantasy VII, you're gone, but on to the new crop. A lot of games shown over the last about week and a half, starting with the state of play from PlayStation. I wanted to ask you guys, like, generally, I guess 2 questions. What did you think of this year's slates? I know none of us have seen all of the games or whatnot, but we know the big ones. We saw the big presentations. How are we feeling overall about, like, what was shown, what our 2025 and in some cases 2026 is looking like for new games? Kayla, you can start. Why not? How are you feeling about everything you've seen at this point?
It was a lot. It was a lot of games. I liked Xbox was pretty snappy, showed a lot of good stuff. It was a solid summer gaming weekend. Gaming trailer weekend.
Yeah, we didn't do much
Not
actual
E3.
gaming.
No.
Yeah, we need to come up with our own name
Lots of
for
trailers.
it, like, because, it's like, what do you call
Summer
it?
Keeleys.
Summer Keeleys. I like it. What did you think, Mike, overall?
It's kind of, the writing's been on the wall that this year is kind of like, oh, no, it's going to be slow. And I think some people have been, well, the back half of the year, we don't really know. And we do know now it's filled with a lot of stuff, but it's all kind of known stuff. And I kind of knew going in, like, we're just going to get a bunch of updates, cool indies, of course. You know, Keely's going to talk about fucking Among Us at some point, and boy, did he. And, you know, and then I feel like everything matched, besides one big thing missing from Xbox that I had my hopes for, Silksong. And I thought it was all pretty good.
Who do you think had the best slate overall, or at least of what you saw?
Xbox had a really good show. I mean, I didn't love everything, and it was a lot of a lot of it's DLC. Like they put that banner up there of showing like 40 games like they did a couple years ago, and it's like, oh, okay, Sea of Thieves again, like stuff you've been showing us for fucking 8 years, man. Like, okay. Elder Scrolls Online, great. It's been 10 years. Thanks. Like, God. But I thought Day of the Devs had a lot of cool stuff that kind of just, the year for me just seems like, okay, I don't have to worry about too many big games, really. I'm going to be able to play all these cool indies, hopefully, and play the stuff that I've kind of been on my backlog, I guess. So I really dug Day of the Devs. I thought their message was really cool. All of the, you know, after watching the Double Fine documentaries and stuff, I kind of feel like I know these people because it was all Double Fine employees introducing the games. There was even a moment in their show when they're like begging for money, and it's like they weren't even asking the viewers; they were kind of pointing it towards like big game publishers and stuff. Like, hey, like if you know, people love this stuff, we're asking you to step in and keep this thing going. And I thought that was neat.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. What about you, Eric Fisher?
Yeah, I thought both SGF, the Summer Game Fest from Keighley, and Xbox were both snappy. Kayla used that term snappy. And I thought like Keighley has a tendency to get his celebs on, or just
not a lot of that.
Not a lot of that. There was no Kojima or anything, up there. No, anything like that. It was like, okay, here's a new trailer. And even if like overall it was like mid or like a smidge above, especially now that you say Night Springs ain't great. Like
it's not.
I think it moved, and it was just a lot. I think like when there's so many like that, and including like Xbox's show, you only got to hit like 20%, because there's just so many games at this point. So if like 20% of these games are cool, solid, coming to Game Pass, coming to PS Plus, whatever else, like that's great for me, at least. Like the way I game and everything else, give me like 1 or 2 good games a month that I can like sink my teeth into. In addition to like Erdtree that we know is gonna just, we already know it's gonna be here and stuff. I thought it was good overall. Like taken in from like State of Play through the Ubisoft show that I watched yesterday. Like the sum total of it all was solid, even if it was very, I wanted to, the next question I kind of wanted to discuss is like your guys' feelings of the format of like having it spread over longer and longer periods of time, more and more like different showcases and stuff like that. Not having an E3 anymore. Some of it being very weird, like what's Keighley, what's not. Like he'll put like the Xbox showcase on his website and everything else, and you can watch his version of the stream, or you can watch 5 other people's version of the stream. But it's all odd, like the cadence of all the stuff. How do you guys feel about that? Like just that we don't have, it's not centralized anymore. I don't know.
This year kind of even worse than other years, just kind of like Sony kind of punted. They did like a quick little State of Play. Nintendo hasn't even done theirs yet. They've said like we're doing a thing, but later in the month. It's just not the same. It's not.
I just don't think that we ever really will. I don't think that they'll come to any type of an agreement, and everybody just wants their own control. Which I like that you can just see things on YouTube. We can just stream it whenever we want, really. So it didn't affect me too much.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, that
takes out the wholesome group activity of it all, though.
Yeah, that is such a I think for a lot of the content creators too, your podcasters and stuff like that, like not having an exact kind of time frame to plan around, and then like doing like IGN did their live event and stuff, and so did like Giant Bomb over that weekend, but at different like times. I think Giant Bomb's thing was like on like Sunday, and then IGN's was like throughout the weekend. So you almost had like competing stuff going on too, which is so you only get certain reveals during the IGN streams or whatever else, and certain ones during like Keeley's, and it's all very odd. But I don't know. It's odd, and like you said, Kayla, I don't know if we're ever getting it back. Anything.
And I really enjoyed everything around E3 too. Like Giant Bomb's still doing their Giant Bomb at night, but back when E3 was still happening, it was like, okay, everyone would come together at night. They would get so many guests that actually attended E3 and experienced it, and maybe someone saw something someone else didn't, but with this now, it's like, hey, did you see that trailer? Yeah, I pressed play on the YouTube thing too. Yeah, that was cool. That was a cool trailer. Like, I just can't even get excited for that stuff as much anymore. Mm-hmm. But still, I watch them all, or as many as I can, the big ones, and love just getting an hour or sometimes an hour and a half, 2 hours of just new games, and new looks at new games.
Yeah, it's always still exciting, and even just watching a bunch of trailers back to back it feels good. It feels great. All right, cool. Let's talk about the games. What we saw, what we didn't see. I think we should start with and Mike, you mentioned it, so I'll just start. We didn't get Silksong. We did not get Hollow Knight Silksong at any of these events. It wasn't really
Nintendo,
maybe, yeah, I don't know. It's coming to Game Pass, so it's weird that it wasn't as part of Xbox's thing, especially if it's coming soon. But who knows? It was a huge Switch game, Hollow Knight, when it originally came out. Yeah. So that's fine. I'll take it at a Nintendo show. But what else wasn't there that we were hoping for? I know there was a big one for you, Kayla, right?
I got two off the top of my head. I thought we would get maybe something from Resident Evil of any kind, a remake, a remaster, one, what's coming next. They set stuff up, so I just figured they've been kind of putting stuff out consistently that it would be coming. And then I was hoping for some Hogwarts Legacy DLC, but didn't get that.
Yeah, good call. Yeah, there was so much smoke.
A Quidditch game.
Right? Yeah, a Quidditch game, but I wanted
DLC. Yeah, of course. Yeah, right.
And there is so they could have easily expanded. I feel I wonder if they're over there at Hogwarts Games or whatever it's called, Turnkey, Portkey Games, right? That's the studio.
Yeah.
If they're over there, shit, we could have added more Quidditch to this game. Made it a whole mini game or whatever else. Because there's only little bit, right? There's only a little.
I mean, they did,
right?
Does Quidditch look good to you?
I think it can be. I don't know. As a blitzball lover, I know you don't know what that means, Kayla, but I'm a
it was Selena. We were I had a few of us watching it in the living room, Summer Game Fest, and then Selena caught like a trailer before the Quidditch game, and it was a beautiful game. I forget which one it was. I think it was like Wukong or something. And then she saw the Quidditch trailer. She's like, "Oh my god!" Like she just had like real reaction to the look of it. And I'm like, you know, I play stuff like this. A lot of games look exactly like this. And she's like, I don't know, not the stuff I see you playing. All right,
if you go from Elden Ring, sure, you know. Yeah.
But
that's fun.
It had, I think, Life is Strange has kind of permeated, like just kind of its art style, kind of has lent itself to a lot of things to me. Maybe that's not the origin point, but it just seemed like it's got its tendrils and everything now.
That I feel that way about Hades. There is just Hades people are out there.
Yeah. I think it was like it wasn't even part of the show. I think it was an ad for a mobile game, and it was just like, "Hey, I'm Hades, and I'm I'm a Medusa or something. Or, I'm a Cyclops." It's like, oh, okay, wow,
good stuff. Yeah, Resident Evil. There was a lot of people, a lot of rumors going around that we get something. There was Code Veronica rumors. There was Resident Evil 1 remake rumors. Resident Evil 9 is in some sense of development at this point, and yeah, nothing whatsoever. Not even a stray mention. So I guess Capcom's got its hands full with all the Monster Hunter stuff, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's just what they want to focus on, and I get that, because what they showed was very cool. All of the sandstorm stuff, the kind of, you know, getting stuck in a sandstorm. Oh no, a fucking sand pit, like, you know, sunk me into a monster den of a big monster I wasn't even aware I was, you know, I could hunt or anything. Like that kind of immersive kind of stuff. If they pull it off, could be really, really cool. Just another layer on top of the excellent like Monster Hunter package. And the announcement of crossplay is really awesome. I know we've always wanted to get some Monster Hunter going, and it's so hard because it's like, well, I have it on Switch. Well, you also have it on Switch, but we can't like do 2 players on one Switch, you know. But being able to do like, you know, everything in one house, you know, is great. They've never done it before, ever. They've never had a simultaneous launch like this, and it's going to be huge. We got to wait a while, but can't wait for that one.
Looks so pretty. For my part, in terms of what wasn't there that I was a little disappointed in, was any of the I really thought that Phil was going to get up there for the Xbox show and say like, available right now for Game Pass, the whole back catalog of Activision Blizzard. We've completed the deal. It's been done for weeks now, or months now at this point. You can go and play StarCraft on Game Pass. You can go and, you know, all the Tony Hawk games or whatever, you know, just this whole back catalog. And that there hasn't even been any like talk really. Like they've released Diablo 4 on the Game Pass at this point. So that's like a big, you know, back catalog, but that's like a fairly new game thing. But like, yeah, they're sitting on all these games. When it was purchased, that was the big talk, was like, look at all these IP that they bought, all this huge back catalog. That's all all the Call of Duty games. Like there's now going to be a Black Ops 6. Where's the other 5 Black Ops? You know, I would play those.
I could see them doing like Nintendo does with NSO. Like, here's the 3 Game Boy games for this month. You know, maybe they're like, here, we're going to give you, you know, 1 StarCraft DLC this month. You know, Brood War, here it is. I don't know. Maybe they'll do that, or maybe they just. Maybe Activision has more kind of like, what am I looking for? Like they don't, Phil can't go in there and just say, hey, put it all on game. I think they have a little more ownership over their shit. Maybe. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Cause yeah, that is a, you know, golden goose. of stuff, a treasure trove
Yeah.
of a back catalog for sure.
Yeah, that was disappointing.
Oh.
I thought that was going to happen, and I'd take an NSO type rollout of like every couple months you get 3 new.
I think that's what
games.
they're gonna do.
Well, get to it. That deal's been done.
Like, here's
for a
Call
while.
of Duty Ghosts.
Yeah, give me some Ghosts. I'll play that one again.
Here's the PS2 version of World at War. Whatever.
Yeah, I think I just
legal.
really want to play Black Ops, the original Black Ops, the best Call of Duty game of all time. So.
Ooh, bold statement.
I think it just is. It just is so good. Yeah. What were you disappointed about, Mike?
Silk Song was a big one because I just thought for sure, like, this has to happen. It's time. I made the summoning circle. I thought I did it perfect. I watched Hereditary like the night before. I thought it was going to be great. It didn't happen. I don't know. I didn't really have any other kind of thing that I was hoping for because, like, this is like there were the E3 of dreams, where like Sony would just have this was just like the E3 of waking up from a nap, like, all right, let's see what's out there. Like, oh, okay, Slitterhead again. Here it is. Like,
it kind of did. I mean, there's lots of changes. It did kind of get a little nappy, and here we are waking up to the back half of the year.
Yeah,
the back half
it
did fill in a little bit. We did get some fill in.
The sport of it all is gone. I wish that like just the sense of competition is gone, and that was pretty noticeable this year. I think and I also noticed that Xbox kind of just got away with showing a bunch of cool games and not saying anything about how much they suck. And the whole time I'm like, all right, that South of Midnight, I think, is that cool game.
Yeah.
Like, all right, like that's going to be awesome and it might be nominated for Game of the Year. And then you guys close the fucking studio down because, I don't know, you didn't get X Game Pass subscribers. I don't know. They have such a great slate. Like, they really do seem to have like every month for like the next 12 months something.
They got a lot of stuff.
It's one of those fool me once kind of things, though, right? Like, they had that same slate.
They've had these before.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They've had, including everything you've seen is coming out within a year, and I believed them, and didn't happen. We're getting Stalker 2 finally. I know that was different circumstances, but yeah, I don't know. Then I'm a Nintendo bro, so not knowing what the rest of their year, I'm still disappointed about that. Hopefully next
they
year.
Don't have anything announced for Direct.
It's just rumors on dates. They have said like, hey, we're doing something in June. We are not showing Switch successor. I think is the exact way they said it. But it should be soon. They kind of like to distance themselves from everybody now. They don't like to get in that dog pile, the Keeley dog pile.
Oh, well, let's get in the dog pile of things we actually did like.
Good stuff.
So originally I was like, I'll do like a top 3. I'll do like a number 1 and then the 2 runner-ups. And I was like, well, no, there's more than that. So I'll do a top 5. And I'm like, no, I think I'll probably do a top 10. So I brought 11. I brought 11 games that I thought looked good. Kayla, I think a lot of these, or at least several of these, we both kind of hit on, and I definitely like added some that we were both like, yeah, that needs to be on the list. So, Lego Horizon Adventures is the first one that hit for me. Love
right. Horizon,
love Lego. Yeah. Co-op. I've wanted to like a Horizon adventure in a co-op setting. It's great. Always looking for games to play with my sweetie, and
Yeah.
Yeah, and Horizon and Lego just go together. And Mike can attest because he bought us that awesome Horizon Lego set, and
You'll be able to climb that in the game
it's gonna be
now.
great.
Yeah.
So,
It'll be exactly an exact replica.
yeah, I think you're right.
So
Oh, go ahead,
they're
Kayla.
cute.
Sorry.
They're really cute and fun and easy to play. Like, it is nice. Like, you and any of the kids could play very easily usually.
Yeah, I don't know if I have a hard time getting the kids to play like co-op stuff with me, but the game looks nice. It looks cool. I've heard rumors about it, but it was just so shocking to see the Switch logo.
Yes.
The end of it.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay. Sony doesn't have all the cards on this. Okay, like they're letting their brands branch out even beyond PC. That's cool. I liked seeing that.
Yeah, you had some of that with the Xbox show as well, like where simultaneous launches on PlayStation and stuff like that. So it's what we need. It's what we need in the industry.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Did you bring as many as I did, Mike? I can fire through these if need be.
I have like notes about the show. I have games that I liked. I'm gonna bring a mix of both. I might not even bring any games. Just moments that I liked from. This is from the Keighley thing, the main Summer Game Fest thing. There was a trailer for a Dune game. Dune Awakening, I believe. And it was a great trailer.
Phenomenal.
When it's Paul Atreides, going over and it's like, this didn't happen. My mother didn't have a son. Like all the things that, go.
What if?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And he gets, and I'm in my heart is just building and beating. And then he goes, no Lisan al Gaib, no Ma'adib. And I'm like, no, it isn't so. No. And then it kills me because it says MMO. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to play that anymore. You had me all the way to it was the Vince McMahon meme until the very end. And
so deflating.
Yeah. But a pretty cool concept for I'm, Dune pilled like Eric, I'm sure. And I just want a cool Dune game. I want a cool one that doesn't involve a mouse.
Yeah. I agree wholeheartedly. I don't know what else to say. It looked so great, and give us like third person action game. Come on.
So a little bit of excitement and disappointment.
Yeah, it's funny that we had the exact same emotional roller coaster on that one.
Yes.
Oh, that's funny. A different type of emotional roller coaster. The Blumhouse games. They really cool. That Blumhouse, the kind of indie horror studio, kind of the only successful game in town in Hollywood right now, is getting into games, and they're releasing like 5 or 6 of them.
Had a lot of stuff. Yeah,
one this year. I've got all the names. Fear the Spotlight is the first one that will be out later this year. But there's a one that hit was interesting. Grave Seasons. It's like a farming sim but horror themed. I think you're like farming bodies or something. But each of the games looked like unique. Some of them were first person. You had like a farming sim isometric kind of game. One called The Simulation seems to be kind of horror Matrix inspired. Like you're a programmer or something that is like getting sucked into some kind of weird simulation kind of thing. There's a Brandon Cronenberg, son of David Cronenberg, helmed game called Project C. So they're just like throwing a bunch of ideas.
Sam Barlow game, right?
Yeah, Sam Barlow game. Yeah, just like interesting stuff. Like horror games are always cool. Seems like all these games are kind of on that like lower mid-budget kind of thing. And yeah, if they make games as good as they make movies, they'll be fun. So I was excited to see that.
Kayla, what you got?
Perfect Dark excited me.
Ooh.
That's something I literally just know by name and know that it is like a spy game. So it looked really cool. It looked very like intricate, had a lot of different things going on, and looked intel spy.
Yeah, I thought that was one of the games of the show for that Xbox show. Kind of that's had a weird rocky development for a while. I think a different studio like took it over
a couple times.
Yeah, and everything else, but if it's anything like that little gameplay snippet that they showed, it looks like it's like an immersive sim. It kind of like has like Dishonored kind of vibes going on.
Yeah, I saw a lot of Dishonored comps, Hitman.
Yeah. And but as a spy, you're Joanna Dark and everything else. I didn't have the expansion pack, so I played the incredibly watered down version of that original 64 game.
Fun game.
But I wanted to really play it, and this is, I don't know, this is really exciting. That I had that as my number 3 in my top 11. Perfect Dark. I thought it looked great.
Yeah, maybe like just fidelity wise, the best looking thing that I saw. Like it looked like, wow, that looks fantastic. So hopefully it looks like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looked like real gameplay, at least that little snippet. So. All
right, I'm gonna give you a game.
Ooh.
Did you guys see Phoenix Springs?
No, that doesn't sound.
It was at Day of the Devs.
Okay. Phoenix Springs.
It is so cool. It has, what do they call that? Like pop art, like that comic book frame style of like a person's face, and it has all the dots, and you know what I'm kind of in the background or something?
Yeah.
It has that exact art style to it, and it's like a point and click kind of noir kind of game, and it is
cell shading. Is that called cell shading?
Well, not quite.
Not exactly. It's not. It's something I've never seen before in a game. I don't have another game to kind of compare it to, and I think it's only PC only at this point. So it's like, bummer. But it was still just really cool to see, and I like those games, and I hope they can figure out a way to port it to like Switch or something like that.
Oh,
Switch 2.
That does look cool. Phoenix Springs.
Yeah, and that's coming out soon, like in September 16th.
History adventure game. Hell yeah. Phoenix Springs. Awesome. Another really cool looking game. That this was early in the Summer Game Fest show. Neva, Neva. Really cool art. Seems like it'll probably be like a side-scrolling kind of a Metroidvania type game. You've got a cool pet, like it grows, it seems, throughout like the gameplay. Yeah. It's like a little baby deer, it seems, and then it became a very large deer. Or mythical kind of beast, deer.
It's like a wolf deer or something, right?
Yeah. It's not a normal deer. Yeah. But no, it just looked really cool. A lot of like the
I agree.
Super saturated type, like pulled the color out kind of stuff. Just looked cool. Cool combat, cool like platforming and movement. Neva. I thought that would look really cool.
If Perfect Dark wins best technical looking, this was like my favorite, like just looks beautiful art, like artsy kind of thing. Like it looks so good. Their first game, Gree, also is beautiful game, but this looks like it's way beyond that. Gree is a game about kind of grief and sad stuff, and this game also looks like it's going to be kind of very sad. Probably towards the end, I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're going to be saying goodbye to Neva, if that is the name of the animal.
Yeah, it does say experience the moving tale of a young woman and her lifelong bond with a magnificent wolf as they embark on a thrilling adventure through a rapidly dying world. So that's that's great.
Yeah. But maybe it won't, but yeah, that I agree. Looks one of the best things I saw for sure.
Yeah, it's a cool one. Did you have another one, Kayla?
I do. Go Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Shredder's Revenge was a whole lot of fun, so it definitely is like, man, if this could be like that, I hell yeah, I'd love to spend my weekend one summer doing that. It's a lot of fun.
Power Rangers Rita's Rewind.
Yes. Shredder's Revenge, Rita's Rewind.
Let's do it. Bring it back.
I love it. Yeah, if it's as good as Shredder's Revenge, hell yeah! Like sign
Happy
me up
day
for all of those.
Yeah.
The main brawler stuff looked pretty cool. Like it has 5 players, which is wild seeing all that. Yeah. All that many like characters on top. And but it also has like these other sections where you're in the Zords and stuff and are like trying to do these weird Mortal Kombat style mini games in between the levels or something like that.
It seemed like there was an on-rail shooter aspect to it
yeah,
at points.
Yeah. And also like a Telero boxer type part, like punching the eyeball guy or something. I hope it's really good. I hope, because man, we should be getting a Shredder's Revenge of some kind every year. Like Kayla said, every summer we should get that cool, awesome
so
throwback
fun.
brawler. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's good stuff. Throwback
Who's up?
brawlers. I'll go. Gears of War E-Day kind of ended the show for Xbox. And I'm only like mildly excited for this one. What I'm really excited about is going back and playing all of the Gears of War games ahead of this game. So I
what we love to do.
Yeah, we did that with the Halo games, and I want to do that again.
We still haven't finished.
We're on Infinite. We're on the final one. So
how are those albums coming? What are you guys? You got to be in the top 20 by now. That 100 album list, right?
Oh yeah. We like our lists. But yeah, Gears of War E-Day. It's E-Day is Emergence Day, if you know, in the Gears of War. It's like the day the aliens in Gears of War like emerged from the center of the Earth or whatever. Well, it's not even Earth, but whatever. The planet from Gears of War looked really good. You didn't see any gameplay, but like it's Gears of War. It's cover shooter. I really enjoyed the first 3 of these games. Love a good co-op game, as I always say, and I'm excited to play.
Your favorite.
I have not played Judgment. But someday I will. Now I have to complete the cycle. But so this is a prequel. This is a prequel to all those games. You get young versions of the main characters there, and yeah, I'm excited for it to play some Gears of War.
Gears of War, Quiet Place Day 1.
Yeah, exactly. Watch them together.
We've all seen that movie a million times already, right?
Right.
Who's up? Mike, you got something?
I'll go.
Mike can go.
I want to talk about this will be about the show.
Ooh, I like it.
Keeley show.
Yeah.
I thought Keeley did a pretty good job. I thought he was pretty funny. He had like a line after a Sonic trailer, like "The Year of Shadow."
Yeah.
I thought that made me giggle. The Sam Lake coming out, that was like the celebrity thing for me. I like Sam a lot. He did the dance and everything. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I mean, you got to get somebody who's there to be the heart of
the
games,
Oh yeah, yes, yeah, and I noticed though, and what the semi shadow drop was great. Announcing the physical edition was great. And I'm just looking at Sam's face, and I'm like, Sam looks like he's from the Primus video of Winona's Big Brown Beaver. Like his face. I think it was Duracell had these commercials in the 90s too, of like this family of battery people, and they were wearing these same kind of costumes, and his face just looks like it's molded out of that same stuff. He's a handsome man, but it looks like, man, you made a deal with the devil or something. Your skin looks too good.
He's looked that way for 20 years. Like he's just like.
Yes. And so throughout the show, Jeff kind of had a co-host that he would cut to. I think her name was Curious Joy.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Was her name. And I guess she was like in the crowd like she's a big fan of the show or something. And I guess she kind of got her way on, I don't know, Make-A-Wish Kid or something. I don't know.
She mentioned stuff like that.
It looked like it sounded and looked like she was being held against her will.
Oh, no.
You guys didn't catch that?
Well, she was definitely less comfortable.
She's just
I would
like,
say.
So, Jeff, this looks great. There was the funniest moment of the show.
Oh, shit.
There was an update about Pal World. And she's kind of going through all of the bullet points or something, and they have Despresso on the screen. He's like one of the pals from Pal World, and he's just like a depressed little guy. And she just goes, "What's wrong, Depresso? It's Summer Game Fest. Be happy or something." It's just so funny. So funny to me.
Oh, God.
So I'm just like, it's like just someone's got a barrel of a gun at her back or something, like, say the line. We'll kill Depresso if you don't. I don't know. It was just an odd thing to me that I noticed.
She was afraid that Sidney Goodman was up in the rafters with a sniper rifle ready.
Well, that's what you get for not hiring a professional like Sidney Goodman.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good. I'm gonna rewind. I'm gonna create like a supercut of all of her.
It looks like a ransom video if you watch all that.
Oh man, it's good.
Sakurajima is the title of that Pal World update.
Oh, good.
And I also thought, man, I really want to play Pal World after watching
A New Island. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. It said something about dedicated servers on Xbox. I guess that means it won't crash every 10 minutes. So maybe it's playable again. We'll see.
Oh, I got another game here. This, if I get to see it just a little bit more in another showcase or something, it would easily jump up to number one. But Expedition 33.
Yeah.
Awesome trailer, and then I watched the trailer again this morning, I believe it was, and I was like, the first time I was like, I think that's like turn-based. I think it's a turn-based RPG, like the combat and stuff. It showed some like parrying, and it looked action-y, but like I was like, I think it's turn-based. And then on second viewing, it is turn-based, and it's the Final Fantasy X version of turn-based where there's like a turn order. Because like in the top left-hand corner, you can see that in the gameplay segment, and it's already got a Final Fantasy X storyline. It's like, oh, there's this crazy giant witch who ticks down a number every year, and everyone who's that age dies, I guess, or just like flicks out of existence.
Oh, yeah.
And so Expedition 33 is like the 33rd year or whatever this is, or the year of 33. I guess everyone who's 34 and over has flicked out of existence. So all the 33-year-olds have to like go on this epic quest in this world to go and kill this giant beast, this witch who's like drawing numbers or whatever. So that's just the story of Final Fantasy X, one of my favorite games, and it's got the battle system from it with some updates, and it looks beautiful. And give me Expedition 33. It looks amazing. I'm so excited for that.
You're here. Looked really slick. Like how they pull behind the character when it's their attack, and like just looked like, wow. I don't know if I've seen that done before, just like that. That was cool.
Yeah, and it seems like there's some kind of Paper Mario-esque or Mario RPG-esque
timing system
mechanism, because you can do parries and stuff, even though it's turn-based. So it's I don't know.
Love a time-based.
I'm into it.
You mentioned Diablo earlier when you talked about Blizzard, but we are getting some the what is it called? Gosh.
The DLC, the Vessel of Hatred?
Vessel of Hatred, yes.
Yeah.
Trailer was exciting. Fantastic. It was so good. Like just the CG character trailer, whatever it was. So scary. So spooky.
So scary.
Blizzard makes the best cinematics.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're all very pretty.
And then they also had that role where it seemed like they were going to announce some kind of like. It seemed like they were going to announce like World of Warcraft on console or something, because they kept just showing every kind of Lich King and this character and all that. But then it just turned out, oh yeah, we're doing another expansion. But season. Oh well, yeah.
It's funny. I listened to an interview with the leads at Blizzard for Diablo, and they said they actually toned down that trailer. Like that trailer is like kind of pretty horrific. Like there's some body fucking destruction and stuff in that trailer. But they said our original one wasn't approved by Xbox, so we had to actually tone it down. I can't imagine what the first go of that trailer would have been.
There was a lot of kind of tone stuff throughout all of the thing. Like I think one of the early trailers of Summer Game Fest, they were talking about smoking dope and shit. And I'm like, damn it, why am I having gather around, kids, let's watch this family friendly game game thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was an excellent trailer.
Stuff.
Man, I'm trying to think of what else Xbox had that I liked. Xbox to me was just kind of like, man, I kind of like all this, whatever, I don't know.
We got our Stalker 2 date, man. That's my draft pick. 3 years in a row.
Wanted to play Stalker 2 for 7 years, man. Bring it on. I'm ready. But something I have been waiting. Come again, Kayla?
They showed gameplay and everything.
Oh yeah, the game looks sick.
September 5th, baby.
Oh yeah. It's soon. I'll be there. A lot of just day one stuff for them, of course. And that'll be a nice treat of just because I don't really follow all the release dates as much as I used to, and you'll just kind of one day scrolling on your phone and oh, this game's out today. All right, whatever. I'll download that. But something I've been waiting for literally 7 years, I think, is UFO 50, which this is Derek Yu and a ton of the developer of Spelunky and a ton of his developer buddies decided to make basically a successor to Action 52. It's kind of an old NES cartridge that had 52 games on it, and they were all dog shit. So they're trying to make a thing that's 50 NES games that are all awesome. And they're all they're all different. One a bowling game, a shooting game, a life sim game. And I can't wait to play it finally. And that's coming September 18th to Steam first only, but I guarantee it's going to be coming to console at some point. And
there's some kind of narrative that ties all of them together, right? The UFO aspect is I think I saw that it's one there's a meta aspect to it. The UFO is the development studio of these 50 games or something. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how deep that's going to get, but that seemed cool. The games themselves like looked wild, just the quick cutting. But yeah, I think there's also like a little meta narrative as well in it.
That's awesome. I don't need any of that, but I will take that. I just need 50 awesome games. Derek is known for like a ton of secrets and stuff. Spelunky was kind of the game that brought back just not knowing stuff and like people finding out stuff years later, that kind of thing. So excited to see if there's any of that hidden in there. A 51st game, maybe somewhere. Who knows?
I like it.
But yeah, super excited for that.
Yeah, that looks real cool. Star Wars Outlaws was a big part of the Ubisoft show. There's about 12 minutes of gameplay shown off. And it looks good. We're getting that one soon, August, I think August 30th maybe for that one. It just looks like a big open world. They call it the first ever open world Star Wars game. But not a lightsaber in sight, not a Force user in sight in this trailer, this gameplay. You're basically Han Solo, you're Kay Vess, like a smuggler, scoundrel kind of character with a little little raccoon kind of creature that is your companion, and it's got all kinds of cool powers. Like it can distract enemies, it can sense things, so you have like a radar type sense, similar to...
I think it uses the Force.
Maybe it is Force sensitive. I don't know. That's fine. That's the type of Force I'd like. But no, it looks really cool. They did a good job of showing off how it like hides loading screens. There's a cool shot of you jump on your ship, and you're out in space, and there's dogfighting if you want to, like they said, like, oh, you can engage in anything that's out here or choose not to. Like it's open world and everything else. So it show you fighting off like these fighters and stuff who are attacking like a freighter, and you get some experience and some money because you saved someone. And there's like a reputation system in it as well. So if you save the right people, you get good rep with, Jabba the Hutt or whatever. But then they just show you, like, okay, you put in your coordinates of, I want to go to Tatooine or whatever, because they have to go to Tatooine, right? And so you get there, you get into orbit, and it's just super seamlessly kind of shows the ship going through, like, the planet's getting bigger. And then there's clouds, so you're kind of obstructed. I guess it's probably loading behind the clouds or whatever else, but it just looks like a ship going down onto the planet, through the clouds, and then and everything just getting bigger in front of you. Like, Tatooine just like opening out in front of you, Mos Eisley and everything else. If that's how the game controls and stuff, I think that's like the Starfield killer, like everyone was complaining about how Starfield was a lot of loading screens and you didn't get to fly as much as you thought and stuff. Seems like Ubisoft figured that out, what looks good as far as spaceflight and everything. Looks cool. Just looks like a cool, hopefully there won't just be a billion towers to climb like Assassin's Creed or whatever, but I don't know. Looks really cool.
Yeah, that does look neat. I think wasn't there a shot of like the character's hover bike kind of thing, like transforming.
Yeah.
Like as it landed on like it went for a jump and it was like more of a glider look, and then kind of went to its sleek air bike kind of.
It seems like that's going to be a big part of traversal and stuff, because you can like call it like a horse kind of. It seems like you can.
Ooh, okay.
There was a cool scene of like you're shooting out and you're getting overwhelmed and you got to make a quick getaway. You call your speeder bike and you could just hop on it, kind of thing, and all in one motion. Yeah, just looks cool.
What's the date on that one?
I think like August 30th, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Soon. Yeah, August 30th. Yeah. There's Outlaws. Or if you do Ubisoft Plus, you get 3 days early, Mike. So maybe think about that,
I won't think about it, but that's okay.
There's 3 tiers. The premium, gold edition, or ultimate edition tier. of Ubisoft.
I'm not giving those
apparently.
French any of my money ever. So they're dead to me. Do you guys remember the really cool fake out trailer, the M Corp?
Yeah, that was weird. That was really weird. That's
was
Tim
like,
Robinson, apparently.
Yes,
I know
that's
the name.
him.
I don't know the person.
Probably seen him in memes in a hot dog suit
Yes.
of some kind, or at it yelling out of a window of a car or something. But it's this really cool like live action trailer of like Tim Robinson like trying to I don't know if it's for shareholders or something. The business is absolutely folding. Like people are trying to shred documents, something terrible is happening, and he's just like, we've been hearing these rumors, and he's doing his really funny Tim Robinson thing, and it's like, wow, what is this gonna be? And then it turns out to be for Skate, and I love Skate, and it was just like, all right, whatever, hell yeah, that game looks really good. They make sure to say, this is pre-alpha. Been really open with that game, which like no one else kind of does. They did a little bit of that with the Dead Space remake too, where they've just kind of been like, hey, here's really early stuff that we're doing for this. We're still making this, we promise. And man, give me more Skate. I want more of that.
Seems
Maybe
like
M Corp is like
by now
a villain of the game. Like there's gonna be some kind of weird story, tied to it or something. Maybe they're trying to shut down the skate park or something. I don't know. But that was neat. That was the show. Keighley shows always have these kind of like lulls, and that one kind of perked me back up when that one happened. I like that one a lot.
Did that game where you are a demon of pain and you must skate, did that ever come out?
Skate Story is not out. They didn't have it at Devolver had like their 15th anniversary thing or something like that, and they had some cool games, but Cult of the Lamb DLC.
Hell
anyone?
yeah.
Co-op to Cult of the Lamb.
Yeah.
Co-op of the Lamb.
Ooh.
And Possessors, I think, looked really neat. That's like from it was from the developer of like, I think it's a Hyper Light Drifter, someone from that studio, and someone from another really good indie that I like, and it looks slick and cool. But yeah. How did we get? Oh yeah, Skate Story. We were talking about Skate.
Yeah.
That game was, yeah.
Oh yeah, we need more skating games. Like the back catalog of Activision, maybe. I don't know.
Hey,
I got my top two. Do you have any more, Kayla, that you wanted to highlight?
Go ahead.
So my number two, these are probably tied, but Astrobot looked amazing, looked so cool. It was like the last thing from the Sony State of Play. I love that Astrobot's Playroom, right? Was that like pack-in game with the PS5? I thought it was just charm like crazy and so fun, and this is just like a blown out version of it. Still capturing
80 levels, Aaron.
80 levels. I didn't realize that. Like
80.
Hell yeah. I just love how it captures the history of PlayStation and in such a fun way. Dress up the Astrobot as all your favorite characters. Like, I probably missed it initially in the trailer of like the Astrobot being different characters or whatever else, but in one scene he's like Astrobot Nathan Drake, and I'm like, oh shit, they're doing that thing. And then it's like just a quick cut back to Kratos,
so many
to Aloy, to like
Eric and I watched it together.
Yeah.
And it was funny because we brought up like, I wonder if they're gonna lean on that PlayStation aspect of it again, And then shit, it's like there's like a fleet of PlayStation accessories that are spaceships. Then he's like, you can dress as Nathan Drake, you can dress as Kratos, you can dress as Wander from Shadow of the Hunter from Bloodborne. They did all the hits. And that one looked really good. Bring It On. It looked like a Nintendo made Mario platformer to me. Like it looked like that good. And can't wait. That one is also in September.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, man. A lot of stuff in that month. Now that I think about it.
Is September 6th. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was some cool physicsy stuff. Like you said, you mentioned Mario. It felt like a Mario because like he turns into like a sponge at some point, and there's weird like water physics and stuff. It's like, what is going on?
I think he takes on, many different kinds of physics depending on what they're shadowing, what
Kirby
they're
like
alluding to.
That's the next step, is the costumes actually have some kind of ability tied to them. Like you get some kind of grappling hook with Nathan or something, Kratos, you get the axe. That would be neat. Levels designed around all that. Man, possibilities.
They're endless. Before I do my final game, what do you got, Mike?
This might be my number one. Why not? Tom the Post Girl.
Yeah.
This was at Day of the Devs. You play as this, little post girl and who likes to peep on people. She likes to just like stare into windows and things. And it has a very Tim Burton meets like mid 2000s Cartoon Network, like Adventure Time, that like kind of aspect, because she's peeping into these houses and it's the weirdest looking like demon party going on inside all these homes. And
is that like the white and red one?
It kind of looked like Pentiment to me. It looked a lot like Pentiment.
That's a good comp. Yep. And I think it's kind of like Golden Idol-ish a bit. I think you're going to be like trying to solve a mystery of some kind. And God, it looks so neat. And I'm going to add another game to it because I want. We got an update on this. I remember we saw it before because it's from the Goose Game developer.
Mm.
And it's their next game is called Thank Goodness You're Here. Remember that trailer where it was like a lot of quick cuts to just a lot of weird characters in this crazy town? Anyway, it kind of has like a Busy World of Richard Scarry. Remember that stuff?
Yeah, sure.
It has that kind of vibe of just like you're going around messing with all these people, like the guy who owns the burger shop and the lady who runs, the library or something like that. And Tomas this big ups to him because his boy Matt Berry is a voice in it.
Ooh.
From What We Do in the Shadows, and there's a lot of top-notch voice actors in this game, and it just looks really neat and colorful and full of life, and like it even says in the trailer like short game basically. So I'm up for that kind of Donut County, sit down and play it for an afternoon and you're done kind of thing.
Thank goodness you're here. Huh.
That's coming out August 1st, I believe. No date on Post Girl. I think I couldn't find one.
Oh, this does look familiar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Short romp, they call it.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Nice. Oh, cool. Sweet. Yeah,
do you guys have any more?
I've got my final one, but what do you got, Kayla?
I can give you one more. Just things that I was excited about.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Well, we got to see some more about Flintlock, the Siege of Dawn. I think we saw that
That's
last
coming out real
year. Yeah, and we saw very little last year, but I was still intrigued. And we saw a lot more, and it looked pretty cool, and like it has a whole kind of similar to Outlaws when you have this little like animal with you that you get to have as a companion to attack or sneak and use its powers.
Yeah, it's like a cool griffin kind of creature thing. Yeah.
I think it's the first game I've seen in its marketing call itself a Souls-like.
Yes.
That popped up and that like struck me like, oh wow, I've never seen a game just straight up say, hey, we're doing what they're doing over there in Japan. We're doing.
You know what you came here for.
That looks.
Which I didn't expect that to be the combat, originally.
Right.
I saw it before.
Right.
Yeah, that looks cool. It looks like it's got an interesting world and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, my number one. The thing I was just so happy to see, similar to Gears of War in a sense, because it's going to like open up a whole world for me and Kayla of games to play. We can continue our Metal Gear saga here. Metal Gear 3 Delta, Metal Gear Solid 3 Delta, Snake Eater. Looks great. Looks great. We're getting it later this year. Very excited about that. Was concerned going into whenever it was going to be released of what it was. We saw very little coming up to this show. A lot of weird, like, oh, what is Konami going to do without Kojima? And like, what's with the voice acting? Oh, they're using all the original voice acting. What's going on with all this? And then just seeing it in action, seeing CQC and the sneaking and the alligator head and all of that, like it sucked me in. It really sucked me in. And I'm so excited to play Sons of Liberty first and then play this one. So Kayla gets the entire story after we played Metal Gear Solid 1 recently. And yeah, I'm just it got me. It really did.
Pumped up.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to do that disc dive soon then, because I don't think they announced a date, but it seems like the date has kind of leaked, and I think it's November.
Yeah,
at
I think you're right.
So
because they're already doing pre-orders and stuff. There's like a edition you can like only get in Europe or something, which is weird. Like a mega
they
super
went
edition.
really fast. Apparently, like they sold out. So is all I saw. So. The love of Metal Gear is alive.
As it should be.
Oh, yeah.
And it looks really good. It's kind of interesting. They seem to be bringing David Hayter back into the fold, Konami. Like, he's been doing these YouTube documentary series about the game for them. I haven't checked those out yet, but I want to. It's nice to have him back. It was really weird to not have him as Snake in Phantom Pain.
We were like 3 feet away from that guy one day.
I know. That was cool. That was very cool. That's C2E2. What was that, like fucking 2004? What? That was a long time ago.
It feels like just different age.
But my only complaint about the trailer was the boss's face. It looked rough.
She looks different.
How do you go from making her look like Robin Wright in 3? Like, it looked like it's very like, wow, she's a beautiful, strong woman, and then I guess not to say she's not beautiful in this or something. I don't want to offend, but she's not beautiful in this. All right, she's got like this jaw that's like Vulcan, like wider than Vulcan's. Like, what do you? I don't know. That threw me off because it was such a hype moment of seeing her on the drawbridge, like, you know, the rickety bridge, carrying those warheads, and I don't know. Didn't like it. Didn't like her face.
We'll get to see a lot of the boss. There's one scene, you know.
I know. I don't think I'm gonna like seeing a lot of the boss, though. I don't like. It's not gonna be good, and she's like the best part of the fucking game. So, we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully that comes out this year. Hopefully we can play a bunch of Metal Gear and talk Metal Gear. Yeah, praise Metal Gear.
Disc dives incoming, folks. Incoming.
Big year. Rest left.
Yeah. That was my list. I mean, I've got a bunch more that were interesting, but that was
Let's lightning round. Yeah, let's do it.
Lightning round. Okay. Shoot. What do you got?
I wish there was an Onimusha game. We had a lot of games that looked like Onimusha, but there is none.
Zero, right?
That was a bummer. That was another disappointment. I'm glad you brought that up. Keeley usually has like a one last. Did he say like one last thing? It seemed like it cut to Phantom Blade, and then he was like, "We got to get out." Like, that's it. That sucked. I didn't like that. That really just was, you know, tarnished the whole show for me. Just a smidge. But a lot of, even though those games weren't Onimusha, They all look kind of pretty dope, though. Even that Capcom one that I really wish was Onimusha.
That's the goddess one or whatever.
Yeah, it has a funky name, but it actually looked pretty cool. When looking at the trailer. Hyper Light Breaker. I'm excited.
Yeah,
what'd you say?
Atom Fall. Did you see that one? That was part of the Xbox. It just looks like
sure I saw it.
That game that was a really good 7.
Oh,
Atomic Heart.
Atomic Heart.
Yes. It did look like. Oh, is that the same developer or something?
Maybe it'll be a good version of Atomic Heart.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought Hyper Light Breaker looked really good.
Co-op.
That's another co-op one that's going to be in early access later. I wonder how that's going to do, because they made an excellent 2D action game in Hyper Light Drifter. I wonder what they can do in the 3D space. I don't know if they'll be able to pull that off, but hopefully.
Mixtape.
Why didn't we talk about Mixtape? Oh my god. Mixtape isn't Lightning Round. That's my number one. Mixtape.
No, Mixtape looked great. 80s music adventure of like coming of age.
It's like a Life is Strange, but like every memory is tied to a song and you're playing through that moment, and it looked. Look up the trailer. I can't really, I can't give it the full effect, but it looks amazing. It looks really good.
The trailer's so good. It's set to the music and everything else. They're like head banging in the car, and it's
Did you guys catch
Indiana Jones?
Yeah, there was a lot of Indiana Jones.
I thought the Nazi making fun of Steamboat Willie was quite funny. I enjoyed that scene. I thought that was real good.
I just don't think that game's gonna be good. I don't know. It just doesn't look fun. It doesn't show me the fun. I don't know. I hope it's.
We'll see.
It's good. Yeah. So in the Keeley show, there was a point where he brought on like the Among Us devs, and they're making some kind of game initiative of them, funding a bunch of projects and stuff like that. One of the games was called Project Dosa, and very early in development, but it showed like you pilot a mech to collect supplies to cook for your village or something like that. There was,
I remember that.
It just looked, the art of it struck like hit me hard, and like, man, it looked really good. I don't know if there's anything else. Metaphor Fantasio, whatever, still looks really good. That looked like even like the best Persona ever, like just visually. Like, man, I keep forgetting. Like, yeah, these guys are good at making
such good style.
And yeah, it really does.
Killer Bean.
Dumb. Don't say that again.
That looks so fun.
No.
Mike doesn't know what fun is. Big shout out.
It makes me think of I have a core memory of a Chex Cereal CD-ROM game, and it just makes me think about that.
Oh man.
I've got Chex Quest on Steam. If you ever want to play, Mike.
I know I'll play Killer Bean instead.
Age of Mythology Retold. They're remaking Age of Mythology. I've never played Age of Mythology. Thank you very much, but I will be playing Age of Mythology quite a bit. I'm sure. That'll be a lot of fun.
I don't know if it was new, but they like added like quests to Flight Simulator. It looked like at the Xbox show, like fighting forest fires and rescuing people in the Coast Guard stuff. I don't know if that was in the game already, but it looked really cool. It looked nice.
Yeah. State of Decay 3. We should play that.
Oh,
that looked like a lot of fun. That looked cool.
I played a little bit of the first one like 13 years ago. No lie. And yeah, I would play that. It had a really cool moment of like collecting trinkets from your fallen members of your pack or whatever, your society, and you adding them to like a memorial wall and stuff like that. That seemed neat. I wonder what kind of gameplay anything that could do. But
friend of the pod, Katie, big stated Katie.
Katie's big. Yeah. Thought of Katie when I saw it. Because that's another one. Like I feel like we've done this like 2 or 3 times now, and every year I feel like Xbox is going to have Perfect Dark and State of Decay and this, and they never show up. And this year they were finally here. So
we're getting Dragon Age this year, the Veilguard.
Yeah.
Later on this year, that look
change the name.
Yeah.
Used to be Dreadwolf.
Right.
That was a neat trailer, showing off all the different characters and their weird classes and stuff like that. Those games are good. I really love Inquisition. Really fun game. If you guys, I don't know if it'll be as intricate as Baldur's Gate's kind of characters and stuff like that, but it'll be a decent alternative, I think, if you guys check that one out.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I bet you it's going to capture a lot of that audience, the people who are maybe getting on the I played through Baldur's Gate 4 times now, I need to try something else. That's could be ripe for the picking. Black Ops 6, it looks like another Call of Duty game. Looks cool. 91, man. Do you see Bill?
You didn't watch the
Bill Clinton is in this trailer, man.
You're right. You guys watched the hour-long presentation after the showcase?
I did.
You guys watch that?
I did.
No? Kayla, you watched it? I don't know. That
I was there.
I think you were there, actually. Yeah,
I was there.
Yeah.
That was kind of weird to have that be their Starfield this year. I don't know.
Speaking of Starfield, DLC.
That just means they're gonna. Yeah, they showed that too. Whatever. That game's. Remember? You guys remember Starfield?
Oh, be cool.
I wonder if because they could do it every year. Just have the Call of Duty hour-long playtime, whatever. I hope that's not something they do.
It should be a separate show. Like, it should be its own thing. Do a Call of Duty Direct, once a year or something, but not as part of your Summer Fest.
Yeah, that to me seemed like break glass in case of we need one of these, so we're gonna just show the Call of Duty. So, you got anything? What else you got?
Doom: The Dark Ages.
That
looks cool. I don't know. I only played a couple hours of that first Doom 2016, whatever it was. And I regret not sticking with it because like I've heard nothing but good stuff, and I think I would have enjoyed it. And I probably don't need to play this one, but it just looks cool. I don't know. Like
those games are cool. I wish id would do something new. I don't know. There was rumor that they were going to do like a new Quake, maybe, but nah. That they have to keep churning out the Dooms. We'll see.
You mentioned it a little bit. South of Midnight gave me real big vibes of Kena, Bridge of Spirits. I thought it looked very similar, and Kayla and I enjoyed the hell out of that game. Are the creatures in South of Midnight at like a different frame rate than the rest of?
Yeah.
Okay.
It has a Spider-Verse thing going on. It's definitely with like the gliding and stuff. I felt.
Okay, I wasn't sure if that was purposeful or my stream was bad or what, but okay, now it makes a lot more sense. Looks great. Looks really cool. I like the colors, and I just like the Louisiana vibe of it as well.
It showed well. It was cool to see that game in motion. It looks beautiful. Last year was just like a CG thing. And what's the date on that? Isn't that one this year or no?
You might be right. South of Midnight. South if.
There were most of Microsoft's was this year, but they did have some stuff extending to 2025, like Monster Hunter. Bullshit.
Yeah, I don't know if it has a... Where is it? Compulsion Games. There we are. South of Midnight. Doesn't have a date on here. I don't know.
Oh, maybe it doesn't yet.
Yeah.
Boo.
Discover Montreal. That's interesting. Nice website. Nice website, Compulsion Games. Nice website and nice showcases, right? We had a good summer games fest. Our not E3 has come to a close, at least until Nintendo shows us something, right? We're gonna get a Nintendo show at
We're gonna get something from them.
Yeah.
Give me more Paper Mario. I'll play more Paper Mario.
Eric, you're gonna get more Paper Mario.
Oh, so that was episode 171, our breakdown of everything that we saw from the summer gaming showcases. Let us know on social media what your favorite reveals were, trailers, what you're most excited for the rest of the year, who you think won our draft now that we have some actual release dates of games that are coming out in 2024. Yeah, let us know. Monstars is our Facebook page. We're at The Machine of Nonsense everywhere else. And if you want to drop us a line, we're machineofnonsense@gmail.com. Any parting thoughts, guys?
Games are good.
Games are good. We are getting out of here, and we're saying games are good. Goodbye.
Bye.
Games are good. Bye.